So excited. It's time for Teddy time with Hunter Hayes and your dogs as well as my dog, Teddy. He has lots of questions for you, by the way, and your dogs. But first, let's get some introductions out of the way. Who do we have here?
Okay, so the one sleeping is Cole. This is quite typical for greyhounds. They run once a day, and then they do this for the rest of the day. At least he does. So I asked him to be part of this. He said, as long as I can sleep through it. And I said, why not? You sleep through everything else. And this is Ella. She was I had adopted her, I guess, from Proverbs 12:10. She was like 3 years old when we got her. And she had changed dramatically. This is the calmest she's been all day. So I'm surprised, but embracing it. They're totally opposites. But right now they're just being weird.
Yeah, well, Ted has an excuse. By the way, I call him Ted for short, but it is Teddy. But Ted has an excuse where he is still a puppy. How old are your dogs?
Cole here is like 7, 8 years old. And Ella's 2 years behind him. So, 6, 7.
Nice. Now, I know recently we found out that you are, in fact, the astronaut on The Masked Singer.
Well, I was. It's more of a past tense thing, but
yes,
I know that you're bitter about it. And I feel like we should just address this and take care of this now.
I was upset at first because you sidestepped my questions so cleverly on the radio. And
I do that all the time. I was shocked that you were shocked that I sidestepped your question. I feel like I do that at least twice in an interview with you every time we talk.
Yeah, well, I always have a tendency to ask some awkward questions on occasion, so maybe that's why. Nonetheless, when you were filming the show out in California, where were the dogs? Were they here in Tennessee still?
They were here. Honestly, that was the hardest part about being away, was being away from them, because I was away from them for the longest that I've ever been away from them. It was like 2 months solid. I had a really close friend that just hung out here at the house, stayed with them. So they got to keep their normal lives and continue living as though I was here. But I missed them. It was tough to be away.
Yeah. What was the best part of being out there and doing the show? Because it looked like a fun show to do, and yet at the same time, I know there were challenges every week, and it must have been also kind of had some toughness to it because you were singing songs that maybe you weren't familiar with. I don't know. What was tough about the show?
It was great. Honestly, the show's a blast. You should totally do it. I would give anything to see. I'm curious, what if you were on the show? I know this is your interview, but if you were on the show, what would be your mask? I gotta know.
What creature? That's a good question. Outside of a golden retriever, obviously, I might go with maybe a panda. I don't know why. I'm like kind of fascinated by panda bears.
Okay.
I feel like they're humans in bear costumes. Like when you see them, they just look like human beings in a costume or something. I don't know what it is, but I think I might go with like a panda bear. Only problem with this scenario, by the way, is that I have zero singing talent.
I disagree. I've heard you sing. You're great.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. In fact, in conjunction with this, I'll go ahead and post a clip that I have, an exclusive, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's right.
I have of you singing.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I remember that at your house. We did that once, with the studio setup and stuff, and I did my best, but I have
you killed it. So to answer your question, finally, the show was a blast. Like I signed up super early on because I got the invitation, and I've been a fan of the show for a while now. Once I sort of got into it and got to know it, because it's a competition, but it's not a competition, right? Every other competition is about like comparing two people or like, I don't know, trying to categorize people. And I feel like this show is all about like individuality, right? It's all about you have to be unique. You have to be different. You have to embrace whatever, like you have to embody, you have to fill a costume. You don't step into the costume and become a character. The costume becomes part of you. And I had a blast, honestly, because like it gave me a chance to sing a lot of different stuff and sort of like explain to the world that I take in a lot of different genres. Like I absorb a lot of different things. I'm inspired by a lot of things. I love a lot of things. And I think the world has heard some of the music that I love sort of in my music. But I think up until now, I just felt like it was a great way for me to tell everybody about all the things that influenced me and all the things that influenced the sort of this album and the project.
Yeah. Great job. And by the way, part 2 of that project is coming soon. I know you're working on it right now. And we have successfully put both of your dogs to sleep. I see.
I'm shocked. One car drives by in front of us, and this one's going to be up and at him. I promise.
Right. Oh, by the way, Teddy has a question. Yeah, buddy? Oh, okay. He wants to know, do you ever dress up your dogs in costumes for holidays? Speaking of costumes.
Speaking of costumes.
Masked Singer.
Masks. I put a hoodie on Ella one time. And I don't think I'll ever get away with it again. She does not like it. She hated it. Yeah. But it made for the cutest Instagram picture of all time. So it's on Instagram. I did post it. I put a jacket on him just because it was cold. And honestly, he hated that too. So I can't win.
I will admit he has a couple of sweaters. One is a Preds for the hockey team. And then one is a Cowboys for the, obviously, Dallas Cowboys football team. Yep. So, we're ready to support those. We're ready to bring sports and music back soon, I hope. Well, I'm happy to see you're staying safe. As you can see, I'm being thoroughly attacked here. Happy to see you staying safe, and I can't wait to hear the new music when it comes out, Hunter. So keep in touch, and y'all stay quarantined and happy and healthy, all right?
Will do. You too.
Thanks for being on Teddy Time. See you later.
Cheers.